Attention shoppers, the Sixville Mall Theater would like to remind you that our washrooms are for customers only and not customers who are lonely. At the Sixville Mall Theater, there are better places to meet people.
Breaker 19, this is the Pythonid Cuck. The double feature creatures got themselves a con month.
It is con month, folks.
The most unintentional, unintended month in double feature creature history.
We literally came up with it after we came up with the schedule.
Pretty much, and it all happened because, god damn it, Cannonball Run cannot be streamed, and Lord knows we are a lot of things, but we would never pirate anything, because we are professional movie podcasters. Do not try this at home.
Yes, and why would we rebuke our beautiful 2-for-1 coupon we have at the Sixville Mall Theater?
Exactly. Bhavna, so really, cons are the new thing. We've been watching cons take place for the last month, especially. Cons in the stock market, cons in the White House. This is the perfect time for the con movie fest. And I think it starts, I chose a movie, you chose a movie. I think the movie that, started this should probably go first, because we got a great big convoy. Ain't it a beautiful sight? We come on and join this convoy. Fuck a cab tonight. Convoy. Oh boy, was that an A-cab film. I chose it.
Oh my god. No, it was beautifully A-cab.
It would, yeah, I swear to God, I had seen this movie as a child. As I started watching the movie, I started to realize I had only ever heard the song and never seen Convoy in full. Now, I would have been 2 when it came out. It came out in 1978. So it's not like I was being brought to the theater at that point, as I was famously brought to the theater to see everything. But yeah, it stars the Blade Daddy himself, Chris Christopherson.
Hell yeah.
And a cast of... Oh, and Bhavna, I forgot to ask you. God damn it, I am so into the other gimmicks this episode. Bhavna, have you ever thought... We watched the 2 movies. I was wondering, have you ever considered going on a cross-country voyage with just a whole bunch of sweaty, dirty, dusty, smelly, sweaty... I cannot stress enough, the sweatiest, greasiest, dustiest, sweatiest cavalcade of weirdo men.
Only if I was going towards John Cusack and not away from him.
That's works, my answer. I guess.
That's my answer. Because it's always John Cusack time. Oh, man.
But Chris Christopherson.
But Chris Christopherson. What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty... good man. And the white savior complex of this film.
Yes, I do have arguments for that, but yes.
No, he was still okay. Even for the time, it wasn't as white savior complex-y. I mean, he was getting it on while he let his hooligan friends get into trouble.
Yeah, I think and we can dig into it, I think the white savior complex of this film is how they got away with this film.
Yeah, when he was clearly just a nihilistic man that was looking for any reason to blow everything up because he's just a trucker man on the road with the mighty masculine name of Rubber Duck.
Well, yeah, this whole theme for this episode is good men that just want to not deal with the shit and end up having no choice. But
yeah. But isn't Convoy basically the amalgamation of Chris Christopherson's outlaw country music?
Oh yeah, pretty much. It's basically it is the good guy left-wing cowboy, as all the outlaws in The Highwaymen were. He's literally a highwayman in this.
And left-wing counts as just not being racist in this film for everybody, just to let you guys know.
That's pretty much. There is some choice sexism.
And I had to do some Googling to figure out if Ally McGraw was doing blackface or not. Because I know that woman can tan.
Please tell me she
But it
wasn't.
was I couldn't find any articles or anything on it.
Please tell me she's mixed.
So I feel like that was just her. No,
Yeah.
she's a very white woman.
Oh, okay.
Ally McGraw is a white woman.
Is she doing an Ariana Grande?
I don't know. I think she was just hella tan, but that hair and the tan and the clothes, it was the necklace for me that made me go, okay, I can get behind the hair, and I know she can get really tan because I know her body of work.
Yeah.
She was in a few Steve McQueen movies.
Yeah.
She was married to him too, I think, for a bit, if I remember my Hollywood lore correctly. But yeah.
Yeah, I will be honest, I thought she was mixed. But
No.
I didn't do the Googling on that. So
No.
that puts a little bit of difference in there for me.
White woman.
Ugh.
Because it's that questionable, you know?
Yeah.
It's that questionable with like what she's with the clothes she's wearing and her hair and the choices, and like at least she didn't do that exploitative talk, at least. But it didn't help because the film also had that like cinematography of an exploitation film. And for example, the fight scene in the diner.
Yeah, okay, I watched this about 2 weeks ago. Our recording got postponed. I watched this about 2 weeks ago, and then I watched it again this morning real quick and gave it a second watch as a refresher.
Yeah, and I watched it last night.
What I found, and I'm not saying go back and watch it again, but what I found watching it the second time is once I kind of could mentally edit out the goofiness of like the banjo music in the fight scenes.
It was basically country Benny Hill music.
Yeah, it is of the era. It is very Dukes of Hazzard fight. It had
Monty Python aspects to it.
Oh, definitely. No, absolutely.
Which made me go, Wes. I literally said out loud to my TV.
Absolutely. And I will say straight out, those were the weaker parts of the film.
Yes, correct.
Where it broke into that camp silliness of, and I mean that's why initially on this roster for this episode it was going to be, Con Month was not a thing, and it was going to be Cannonball Run.
Yeah,
because Cannonball Run, much like Smokey and the Bandit, are just silly, goofy. Every cop is a dopey idiot sort of thing, and they're telling a story of that would get told now.
Mm-hmm.
It's we're going to talk about the next movie you talk about. This movie feels like trying to tell they wanted to tell a very serious sort of civil rights story. Mm-hmm. But in order to get away with that, especially when you're essentially, let's face it, this film was probably marketed to rednecks. It's a trucker film in America in 1978. They had to wrap that in a bunch of stuff wrapping the dog's medicine in bacon.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. And they wrapped it with Chris Christopherson being shirtless, which was beautiful. Love that. Beautiful film.
That man's build in this movie is the build I want.
It's a great build. I don't blame you.
It is what I miss about the male hero of that time. You couldn't have that Christopherson in a Marvel film now. They've got to be 32 abs and either that or jack, a walking tank, whatever. But just attainable. Don't have to starve yourself to death. Don't have to not drink water for a year.
Yeah, basically. Okay, the aspects I did like that they had they highlighted the racism of the time, which I was a little because the cop really only has a problem with the poor black driver. But I did like that they had a another black driver, but who was a woman,
Yes.
But why did her truck have to get totaled?
I had to look at that because her truck literally got totaled.
Yeah. It
That
literally, like, she took a turn and was like,
no no
wee.
no 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 no. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, really?
They totaled her truck on that turn.
Oh.
It was
By
not.
accident.
Yeah, it was an accident on set that because the truck was totaled, but she was important to the movie and they had, I think, paid, quite a bit to get her in the movie. Yeah, Widow Woman's truck was legitimately totaled. And then they threw in the line of like, why didn't I buy a black truck? Why the
Yeah.
hell did I buy a white truck? Because they literally accidentally rolled her truck.
Yeah.
Like if you watch it, if you watch it when they show them, it rolls and it hits stuff it
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to
It
hit.
does.
They
It hits like the gas station or something on the corner.
yeah, like it hits another car or something too. So they accidentally totaled her truck.
Mm.
And they were like, well, we still want her in the movie, so that's why she's riding with the two other guys for the
That's
rest
what
of
she's
the
like,
movie.
well, looks like you got a passenger now.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
she was probably legitimately pissed. It's like, okay, I'm supposed to be the black female trucker in this movie, and you totaled my fucking truck.
Yeah. Like, also, like, I don't know if our listeners know, and I don't know if you know, but I worked in the trucking industry for a long time, and I'm still in the company that I worked in the trucking industry, and so I know way too much about their laws.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like no,
They're running on time violations, my guy. When I was watching this, I'm like, time violation, time violation, time violation.
well, by the time the truck stop fight happens, which we need to talk about,
Yes.
I mean, they're no longer on the clock. I mean,
Yeah.
with the exception of with Rubber Duck's truck, which I understand why he kept his cargo for specific reasons. It's sort of like, why didn't you drop the rest of your trailers so that you can move faster if you're on the run? But then again, they end up using the weight of the trucks as weapons and shit. But still,
Because to use an outdated saying from my youth, they're young, dumb, and full of cum.
pretty much, yeah. Even Rocky's brother-in-law, which man, it's nice to see him in other films.
Yeah, wait, who was that one?
Was it Sex Machine, Pigpen?
Oh, Pigpen. Yeah.
Burt Lancaster, not is it Burt Lancaster? No, Lancaster. Burt something, I forget.
Yeah, not Ernest Borgnine, who I wanted to punch so badly.
Ernest Borgnine in this was fucking terrifying compared to everything
buddy.
I have ever seen Ernest Borgnine in. Ernest Borgnine as not just a cab, but an Ahab out
Yeah.
to get his white whale and still racist as fuck, but still not the most racist as fuck cop in that movie.
Yeah. Oh God, what was his name? Hi, my name is Sergeant Whoever, and I hate truckers too.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's got the thing of those movies of that time where every cop is just bluntly stupid and all that on top of it. But Borgnine in this, I cannot stress enough. It is either one of the greatest casting decisions I've ever seen or one of the worst.
Like,
because he's like this goofy grandpa, freaking the taxi driver from Escape from New York. Hey, Snake, I didn't know you were here. And he is literally playing the racist, come over here, boy, cop.
he literally says that to Mike.
Like, yeah, Spider Mike, which really, if you did this now, I've got it in the notes. If you did this movie now, it would be Spider Mike's story.
It would 100% be Spider Mike's story.
And I mean, in a lot of ways, it still kind of is, but it's
like he's the catalyst because he didn't give a shit about Duck. Duck just paid his fine and walks away. That's what he does. He didn't give a shit until it was just like, fuck it, let's go.
Well, him and Duck had history in the past as well.
Yeah.
It's clear, he's dealt with this asshole before.
Yeah.
But it's I think Spider is the one to start the fight in the to
He's
actually
the,
throw in this in this.
he's the one that
Yeah.
throws the punch because he was going to get arrested
Mm-hmm.
for just because he didn't have the money to pay up.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't even to pay a fine; it was to pay a bribe at that point too.
It was all a bribe. It was never a fine.
Oh yeah, because for those who haven't seen it, it's about truck drivers and Borgnine's Ahab the ACAB is basically he has a CB and he pretends to be a trucker and tell the trucks that everything is in the all clear, so the trucks will maybe go a little faster than they're supposed to, and then he set up a speed trap to catch the truckers that he's just told to go for it. So he is sort
Much
of
like the speed laws in the city of Toronto.
he is Ahab the ACAB is kind of like what is his name? If you've seen Hackers, the bad hacker from Hackers that knows the lingo of this subculture and is tuned into it.
Yeah. He's that guy. He's the guy that tries to be the man on the inside.
Yeah. So, and just hates truckers, wants to get truckers, all that. I did like the whole thing about no, I don't want to join no fucking cop union.
Yeah. It's like, well, then we have two things in common.
Which is hilarious because it's the police union that would protect you from all the ACABing you're doing.
And he assembles the ACAB. Oh God. In Transformers or in Power Rangers where they all suit up to become the one mega suit.
Yeah.
It was the ACAB.
The mega ACAB.
The mega ACAB right there. Well, in this day and age, it'd be called the mega ACAB. Am I right?
And I'll form the beer belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is this really dark scene in this truck stop, and this is getting into the tone shifting in this. There is this pretty dark scene in the truck stop. Duck is off getting, at least trying to get laid in the back of his truck for his birthday from, I'm sorry, there is only one cuck chair candidate in this movie. And it is, what was her name? I wrote it down. Violet. Violet is sitting in the cuck chair wearing a ribbon for Blade Daddy. Because there's no other option. I'm sorry, there's no question.
No.
So she has gone off. First he comes in. One thing you know about the rubber duck right away is he's a player. And I forgot right away that they had said her widow's call sign was widow woman.
Yeah.
Because when he comes in, sits down and says, "There's my Black Widow," I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
Because the first little bit of this movie, you're not really sure where it's gonna go on the race issue. Because at the very start of it, he kind of outright. If you're going with the theory that the female lead is supposed to be black for this movie or mixed race or whatever, which apparently now I know she is not, but watching it, that's what you're led to believe.
Mm-hmm.
When he says to the cop that has stopped both him and she's stopped down the line watching it because she has nearly caused the accident that has gotten him stopped, and he's like, says to the cop, it's like, well, yeah, that chick down there, she's got no pants on. And he's like, no pants or nothing? I'll let you off with a warning. And goes, so he has literally sent a cop after a perceived woman of color.
Yeah, regardless, he sent him after a woman, man. That's part where I was just like, Wes, what are you making me watch?
That's the part where I was wondering what I was making you watch.
And that was in the first 5 minutes.
I'm like, oh.
Just to let you guys know.
Yeah. So
I'm like, is there going to be gratuitous rape in this thing? Thankfully, no.
No. And I would like to say that I was... Yeah, no, I'm not... I'm not shocked that there wasn't really. Unlike, the second option where
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's so they get in. They're in the truck stop, and Ahab the ACAB comes in and is like starting shit. And one of the waitresses is on the CB radio. Is like, Duck, you got to get back. No, it was Widow. It's like,
Yeah.
Duck, you got to get back in here, Duck. There's shit. And Duck is also a Dalton. And this is a Roadhouse type film in that Duck is famous for being a trucker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and everyone knows who he is, maybe not by his face, but by his voice.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I know you. You're, you know. So they all think Duck can solve the problem. Duck walks in. By that point, things are at the point where they are no longer fixable. There's a full truck stop bar brawl fight where when the first Benny Hill banjo music thing kicks in, and it gets very silly in places.
Yeah, and that's where you kind of have your exploitative, like the exploitation films of the 70s with the fighting choreography, because you never actually see someone land a punch. You see someone start a punch, and then you see someone fall to the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
It was like stop go.
I mean, yeah, it's a very silly fight, and there's a lot of like shifting tones in this.
Yeah,
and
because like backup comes in. There's a whole thing.
Yeah.
People get chained to chairs and each other, and
yeah, they basically they get the best of the cops, and
yeah.
Duck is like, we got to get, like, trash the cop cars. We got to get out of state.
Yeah, because then they can't get us.
Because at least, hopefully they can get across state lines. Now, that plan doesn't work very well because Ahab the ACAB just starts calling every trucker-hating cop in the country.
Avengers assemble.
Which leads to the convoy.
And did we mention this was all on Duck's birthday?
It was all on Duck's birthday. And he literally goes back to his truck, puts, I'm sorry, what is her name? I gotta start writing names
Melissa.
down. Literally takes Melissa, puts her in the truck after calmly getting Violet out of the truck, who he was about to fuck and now has cucked.
She was my candidate. Her and Captain Ahab ACAB.
Puts Violet into the truck because he's at least like, you're no part of this yet. So you weren't there. You're okay.
You're clean.
Everyone else, we all have to go.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, well, I'm sure and clearly she knows and Spider knows the amount of shit that they are actually in just because they deal with the cops on that level.
Yeah.
But Duck also knows how the shit is going to roll at this point.
Of course he does.
And he's just sort of like, okay, you're just gonna, anyone who wants to come with me, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm going, this is where I'm going. And because he's the Duck, everyone follows. And I mean, like, everyone.
Quack, quack, motherfuckers, get in.
Pretty much. So they're on the run.
They Ahab ACAB catches up with them at some point, or at least spots them.
He steals a car.
He steals a car from two people that are smoking weed and drinking beer, and I'm like, not that I haven't done that combo before, but I'm like, do you want to do both of those things in the car?
He steals a car that looks not. I don't know cars very well, and
it looks very much like
Bandit.
The Bandit. It's very much like Mustang-y, like with the with the
Trans Am-y, basically.
Trans Am-y, yeah.
If you think like sort of Knight Rider with flames looking sort of thing, only less shiny.
It's what drag racers would drive in the 70s versus the 50s.
It's too much car for that child anyway.
Way too, and not enough car for Ahab ACAB.
So then they just to like up the stakes for these poor bastards, they accidentally run Ahab off the road,
Yes.
threw a sign for the church, through a barn, nearly killed a man. Sadly, they did not.
No. I think my favorite bit is when they put up the roadblock and then Duck is just like, hey, read the side of my
My truck is a bomb. I am
Yeah.
like, my truck is, go shoot me if you want. My truck is a bomb. So basically his car is full, his rig is like full of basically
The stuff to make a bomb.
the shit you would 9/11 a building with. It's basically highly explosive. And they're like, so he's driving towards, like, what? I'm not going to stop. You know, like, you do whatever. These guys aren't going to stop. I think they're up to like 25 trucks at that point. And they're like, holy shit, he's got explosives. Get off the road. Get off the road.
And they're like trying to scramble so fucking fast. Meanwhile, Duck
and the FBI is up there in the FBI is up there in the helicopter with Ahab the ACAB, being like, "Can you, Mr. Duck? Can you stop, please?"
Yeah, it's like, why didn't you tell us he had chemicals? I half expect him to be like, then what was the fun in that?
Well, Ahab the ACAB doesn't care if Duck blows himself up.
Ahab the ACAB has tunnel vision to such a degree that I haven't seen outside of a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Well, it's where I'm literally calling him Ahab.
Yeah. Call me Ishmael.
So,
man.
And then before that, there is the other really weird tone in the thing of the getaway through the desert on the old New Mexico road or whatever, where things just get really, it was like they tried to do a banjo version of Apocalypse Now.
It felt like a banjo version of Mad Max to me.
Yeah, it was like that very Mad Max, but like there's cop cars going off like the road off cliffs and shit. And just this, but like just the music, and they go into this montage of trucks moving, and I'm just like, this is not from the same movie. Why did you leave this in?
Yeah, I kind of half want to someone make a cut of that with Brothers in Arms by Junkie XL in the back. That's the music from Mad Max Fury Road. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
that's what I want. That's the fan cam I want.
And also, I didn't say it up front, but I need to say it before we go any further, because I thought it was the case. If you thought the song Convoy was written for this movie, no. The movie was inspired by the song. That's why the song parts does not always match up to the movie. There is no toll road in this movie.
Would the toll road then be the bribe that was set up for them?
Well, yeah, I guess maybe that's the case. Maybe I have just always misunderstood the lyrics. But, you know, and by we ain't gonna pay no toll, I always assumed it meant toll road.
No, but they didn't pay a toll.
Well, Spider paid a toll.
Yeah.
I mean, tolls were paid, just not necessarily in money.
No, but the attitude was, I ain't gonna pay no toll.
Yeah, because Spider's got a baby on the way. Spider's got a baby on the way and just wants to get home to see his little girl. Tomorrow is going to be my birthday. Tomorrow I'm going to meet my daddy.
Oh my God. Are you, kid? Are you really? That remains to be seen.
Because also, how did you feel about the point where she wants out of the truck?
I was just like, why is she here?
Because I get why he didn't let her out of the truck, and it was genuinely
Yeah.
for her own good.
No, it was for her own good. They're on the run. Like, are you dumb? You got into a
And
car with a bunch of fugitives. You
the,
think they're just going to let you go?
and for the because she's already had a run-in with those cops as well, so they already have a vendetta for her. At least the one cop already has a vendetta for her as well. So he knows one of three things are going to happen: either she's just going to be picked up by another trucker and still on the convoy anyway. She's going to be picked up by one of the ACAB, and who knows what's going to happen to her, because whether she is or not, she's looking mixed race in this movie, and they're treating her like she is. Or she, on the off chance, she gets picked up by just some random family in a station wagon trying to go to Wally World. She has now put them in on this possible felony.
Yeah.
And Duck doesn't want anyone else paying for his shit.
No, he really doesn't.
So he's like, no, this is not. You ain't getting out here, at least.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Yeah. No, I got why he didn't let her out. But
I wasn't sure how you would feel about that if it.
No, it's I'm always a situational person when
Yeah.
it comes to these things, right? Like,
Because
like cool, you
he's
want to
not,
get out, you want to get out.
He
didn't have to open the door for her, but
well, he's trying to make the point. But,
yeah, I know. I'm saying he didn't have to go that far. He didn't have to be so dramatic. But then again, I'm talking about a guy with a giant rubber duck in the top hat on the front of his fucking truck. So
because he ain't gonna pay no toll. So what? Where are we? I don't want to miss it.
well, there's a lot of like back and forth. There's a lot of
they get to another state, and the convoy just keeps getting bigger and bigger. At one point, they're like, "There's like 100 trucks." There's the David Koresh truck.
Yeah.
The David Koresh bus. When they talk about the scene that in the movie, in the song about the bunch of like the bus full of Jesus freaks.
Yeah,
They are being led by
friends of Jesus.
They are being led by David Koresh. I swear to God, the man looks like David Koresh.
Yeah, but David Koresh like 20 years earlier.
They are on their way to Waco. Call the ATF. They are on their way to Waco.
They're not wake. They're not woke. They're wake.
They're not woke. They're Waco. It's not woke. It's Waco. Texas, that is.
Oh, Lord. That's a whole other debacle.
And then they almost get into like one of the most famous episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine when the guy pulls up beside them with the TV camera.
Oh, yeah.
And like he's from the government or whatever, which I totally think if you remade this movie now, that guy has to be Sebastian Stan.
100%.
I'm glad you agree, because I'm watching this. I'm like, that is a Sebastian Stan character if I've ever seen one.
Yes, it is.
So this guy, he's with the government or whatever, but he looks like he's like set up like a journalist. They've got TV cameras on the back of this flatbed truck, and he's holding on, standing up, and he's just pulling up to the trucks and being like, "So what's this all about?" Talking to them on the CB. And he's like, I don't know, just go listen to the other truckers.
Yeah.
And the truckers are basically just giving him all these complaints, and they're either conspiracy theories about whatever and all that. Do you think that one trucker was actually gay, or was he just fucking with?
I don't know. I feel like it could have gone either way, and I feel like that was on purpose because it was 1978.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's this one big honking burly trucker that is like, I'd like to buy you dinner. Why don't you get in the truck with me, boy? And I'm like, is he fucking with them? But yeah, it's 1978 and they're just trying to get away with it.
Yeah.
Unlike the other movie where it is 1990 something and
yeah,
we'll get there.
We will. But eventually, Duck gets separated from the rest of the group.
Yeah, well, Spider goes off because he gets the call that his wife is having the baby.
Yeah.
And what I do like is, once again, when we get back into the serious side of this storyline and we shift back from the goofier stuff, is like Duck is like immediately like, I hope he's gonna make it. Like, Texas is not a good place for a black trucker to be driving through alone.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, a lot of America would not be, but still,
But definitely not Texas in the 70s.
Yeah, Texas in 78, not a good idea, probably. So, and then naturally, we also find out that Ahab, the ACAB, has also gone to Texas. So it's like, fuck.
And then they get reminded of the point of this whole thing.
Yeah, they have the I think it's the New Mexico government, because they don't want to call in the National Guard. Basically, they want to exploit this trucker situation for all it's worth, because it's an election year and the public are behind it. Like, every small town they drive through, there's like a parade waiting for them now, and 10 more truckers show up. There's an old motherfucker in a golf cart wants to join.
Yes, he was my favorite. He was just like, all right, I'll join.
That was hilarious. It basically, when I say this, we need this now, it is a genuine grassroots movement built by someone that doesn't necessarily want to be there, that they just don't know how to stop. So they give them this piece of land for the night. They say, we've told the cops not to fuck with you, and it's basically just a big camp out. They've got the showers, they've got massages going, everything they need for them. It's almost like a camp out version of if you ever see footage of what is now the world's biggest truck stop, where they've got dentists and masseuses and like everything there for them. It's basically like a primitive version of that, camp out version of that.
Yep.
And Duck is supposed to meet with the governor, but there's word coming through the CB all the way from Texas, because they've caught Spider. And
Allegedly.
The Texas cops have beat the living shit out of Spider before Ahab, the ACAB, could even get there.
Yeah.
And because even Ahab, the ACAB, is like, maybe it's like he wants to say what the fuck, but can't bring himself to do it.
What the duck?
Because he just wants Duck so bad. He's just so Ahabbed about it that it's like, oh, well, he resisted arrest. He fell down. He
Yeah, the man was willing to arrest him for vagrancy just because he didn't pay him a bribe. So, I mean.
Yeah. So the janitor is like, hey, you were with that convoy, right? Don't worry. I'll get you help. And literally, like the lamps of Gondor?
Yeah.
Or the barking dogs from whatever.
Gondor calls for aid.
Yes. Spider calls for aid through a redneck janitor who basically just puts it on the CB radio, and the CB radio gets further and further west back to Duck. Duck is meeting with the governor, doesn't want to be meeting with the governor because he's not. I kept waiting for them to try and grab him there, but the rest of the truckers are smart enough to not leave him alone in the tent with anybody.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Duck's got his own security. He is almost, dare I say, Jesus Christ superstar.
I mean, yeah.
I'm kind of amazed he never got sold out by one of his own. Because that would be the trope he would do. And it gets where he's like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta go deal with this. Spider is there because of me, or at least he feels that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get him. And I'm going to go alone because you guys stay here, deal with this. I am not letting anyone else get deeper into this.
Yeah.
Which goes to, and I've got, for someone who has never driven a vehicle, who never wants to drive a vehicle, because I know would be like the king of road rage. I never had an urge to drive at this point. I have a vehicle thing in movies. So, like, my absolute favorite scene in this movie is when Duck is just sitting there, and you see the other truckers going before that, like, having conversations and shit. When Duck is just sitting there, and the other trucks pull up, and then no one says nothing to no one because they know Ahab the gay cab will be like listening on the CB anyway.
You just called him Ahab.
Yeah, the gay cab. I know. I'm not cutting that out.
Okay, just letting you know.
The gay cab, the whatever. I mean, what do truckers ride in, Bhavna? A cab.
Oh, God damn it. God damn it.
But when the trucks just line up to go wreck the town,
so good.
I don't know why it is like my favorite scene in the entire Transformers franchise. As much as I dislike those movies, is when they're doing the runaway from Hoover Dam and the other Autobots catch up and just go by them and then make the hard turn and join in. Like, that is just shot so well with the vehicle. I don't know. For some reason, vehicle shit will get me. I don't know why. It's like, the 8-year-old brain or something, 6-year-old brain still or something. It cuts back to the actual song.
Yeah, it does.
And they use their trucks as if it was Maximum Overdrive to wreck this fucking town.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
It is.
And then Duck drives all the other cops run except for Ahab the gay cab, which is a gay cab, and I can't stop doing it. Ahab the A cab.
We do not know his sexuality, nor do we disparage it. But we do know his profession, and we disparage that.
I'm saying it right now. He's got some porn in his trunk, and it ain't all straight. Duck crashes his explosive truck through the police station.
Yeah.
We're not just going to open the door. No. They drive through the place. Holy shit. Every conversation that happens in the police station after that.
Yeah.
Is like 2020 to 2025 now. Like, this movie could be remade so fucking easy now.
Yeah. With the obvious corrections.
Yeah. With all, but it's like, I could, if I had a gun, I'd shoot you right now. Yeah. And with that badge, you could get away with it too, couldn't you?
Yep.
When he sees Spider.
Yeah.
Beat all this shit. And even Spider has to say, no, that's not the one that did it. Don't fucking kill him right now.
Yeah. Like, not him.
Like, and it is that for this goofy ass movie that hit me hard because I've been processing all that shit and working hard to process that shit the last few years, and especially our one friend having to tell me, like, you need to deal with that. It's not you're not dealing with it right. It's not about you, which absolutely right. That whole line of, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. No, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry you're paying for my shit. I hate other people paying for my shit. Which even still, he didn't start it.
No.
Like, other than him knowing Ahab beforehand, he did not light the match on this.
No, but he knew what type of player Ahab was. He didn't expect him to show up. All these other things. It's not his responsibility necessarily, but he was the doorman to this.
It was him thinking that he could outrun it.
Yeah, or that it would just go away.
Yeah. And, like, maybe if they had all just split, maybe if he had said, like, instead of, like, run for the border, everyone go separate ways.
Yeah, like, let's not draw attention to ourselves.
Maybe they won't grab all of us.
Yeah.
And, like, give us a chance or whatever. Or, like, no, Spider, you've got a kid. You go that way now.
Yeah. Like, you leave first and you go farthest.
Yeah. But, yeah, so... Because then it almost... After that, all there is, when they get Spider out, is it's like they hook up with the rest of the convoy again, and they're going to run to Mexico.
But then they end up on a fucking bridge.
Well, Duck ends up on the fucking bridge.
Yeah.
My question is, now I don't know what things looked like in 78, but do they think they're going to crash the border and it's not going to be a problem?
I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, man. They were as tunnel visioned as Ahab the ACAB.
Because I have to assume that there are still like border gates on, even if there's not a border gate on the Mexico side at that point, there's got to be one on the American side at that point. And they don't seem to be talking like they're going to cross at, some little back road. They're going straight for what looks like a major border crossing.
Yeah, but he also didn't care. This was a man that was willing to run through several checkpoints at this point. I don't think he gives a fuck.
Except for that would still just get them chased in Mexico. The idea is to get
extradition,
somewhere.
Baby.
Yeah,
extradition.
I'm assuming maybe Mexico has no extradition at that point. I don't know the laws.
I'm assuming at that point it doesn't, but either way, it's easier to get lost in Mexico than it would be in America because it'd be a logistical nightmare. And think about it, they don't have internet; they have to call each other. And this was at a point where law enforcement agencies famously did not speak with each other.
Also, it's been days. Duck has not slept.
He's in a time violation. I told you, there are actual rules to how many hours you are allowed to physically operate that truck. It does not matter if you're on duty or not.
And also, I just need to say this before I forget, because we're near the end of the movie anyway. I think we can agree at least half of those pigs are dead, right?
Oh, 100%. If not,
and
if
like
they haven't started cannibalizing each other.
What's left of the other half of the pigs.
Yeah.
Like there is a pulled pork massacre. Hell, Uncle Porky's pulled pork massacre going on in the back of Pigpen's truck.
Do you think that one of the pigs from Pigpen's truck collided with the chemicals from Duck's truck to become Spider Pig? Or Spider Ham.
Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does. This is not a Simpsons podcast yet, but it will be one day. Look out.
Here comes the Spider Pig.
We got a great big Spider Pig. Okay, so, and I do not mean to be recapping this one, but this is kind of one that needs to be recapped because it's hard to talk about it otherwise. And really, we're still just talking about the key scenes.
Yeah, so let's talk about the bridge then.
Duck pretty much has to cross the bridge alone because Pigpen hits an ice cream truck and nearly a bunch of kids and causes a problem. The rest of the convoy, they're like, we'll get there when we get there. Once again, are you just going to run the border, Duck? What are you doing?
I don't know.
They look at the bridge. Ahab, the ACAB, has a literal fucking tank.
He has a machine gun.
This is where we go back to the actual song. He's got a tank sitting on the bridge and a bunch of bears with guns. And Duck is like, fuck it. You want it out of the truck. Now's the time to get out of the truck. And she's like, I don't want to get out now. I love you now. I want us to get married and make a blade. But... Okay, I'm just going to run the border. You need to get out. I'm still going to run the border. There's a tank on the bridge. Now I'm going to run the border. Now,
except, no, he doesn't.
You're assuming, I'm assuming at this point that he knows what we don't for the actual ending of this film. But Ahab the ACAB blows the shit out of his truck on the bridge. Duck is like way down underneath, as low on the cab as possible, driving. I don't know how he's staying on the bridge and driving straight, but whatever. Truck blows up. Truck goes off the bridge into the river, which seems like a rather shallow river for that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's sad. Everyone's upset. New Mexico is exploiting the hell out of it, giving him a big-ass trucker funeral.
Yep, Rubber Duck went to that great big bathtub in the sky.
Yep. But like all good heroes, did he really? Because a matter of days later, As the good Lord in the Jesus Freak bus predicted, the good man David Koresh, the duck rose from the dead. They drive away from his own funeral. She finds out Duck's alive because he's wearing a funny beard.
Yeah. He doesn't look a thing like Jesus.
And the convoy is back on.
And as they're leaving, they pass by Ahab the ACAB.
And we never got our convoy 2, Ahab's Revenge.
No. You know, he became a desk jockey towards the end of his career, or he died, on the job.
He was probably shot by a fellow cop for voting against unionization.
What's that? His last name is Stabler? He moves to New York and has a son? Elliot?
Please don't add convoy to the autistic boys' snow globe. I can't take it.
What? It's Dick Wolf, baby.
Oh, that's why they call them dick pics. Okay. Any final thoughts, Bhavna, before we hit the intermission? I like it. It's weird.
It's weird. It's just weird as hell, and I don't hate it. I don't love it. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I think it's downright progressive for 78.
It is. And I grew up with 70s Bollywood. Like, this is that fight choreography. That's something I'm very comfortable with. Yeah. It's not like I'm watching it being like, oh, goofy. It's more like, I know what you are. I've seen it before.
I grew up on A-Team and Knight Rider. I'm used to freaking rednecks not hitting each other.
Yeah. I'm used to the
the A-Team with machine guns opening fire and only hitting cardboard boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, we've got all these guns. No, let's make something out of these plastic tubes and like wires. Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, my favorite part was Chris Christopherson being shirtless, if I'm being true to myself.
Not gonna lie, that was one of my favorite parts too, and I'm straight as fuck.
There you go. So who's in the cuck chair, Wes?
I already said.
Yeah.
She's still sitting at the diner in the cuck chair waiting for Duck to come back. She just got the word that Duck is dead.
Yeah.
It went through the CB radio. Oh my God, they blew up Duck's truck. Duck is dead.
And she's like, and I didn't get to fuck him once.
Oh no, she's been fucking him for a while.
No, I know, but like, I meant in the film.
I never got to fuck Chris Christopherson.
And you never will, Wes.
I know.
And you never
He's
will.
Dead.
He has passed.
He's dead.
Yes.
He's all messed up.
Yeah. All right, folks, that brings us to our intermission.
It's intermission time. Did you see Little Miss O's Get a Ducky rubber ducky dispenser in the lobby? Everyone who plays wins. It's the Little Miss O's Rubber Ducky Company guarantee. At the Sixville Mall Theater, we know the Lord loves a ducky.
Bhavna, I think it's time for our second conflict. We got a great big Con Air flying through the sky. Get on a great big Con Air, don't let the bunny die. Con Air. There's a shitload of racists on this plane. Con Air. And some really bad representation. Con Air.
And don't forget the pedophiles.
Yeah.
Listen, this movie was balls to the wall in a different way, but in the exact same way, but in a different way. And with more bunnies.
Yeah, well, yeah, with more bunnies. More bunnies, no pigs. Well, there's pigs, but not.
Put the bunny back in the box.
There's a Miles Edward O'Brien.
Yeah, cops have like 1.5 brain cells in this one compared to Ahab the ACAB.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, so this was your pick, Bhavna.
Yes.
What is your...
Because I unironically love Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Do you love Nick? Is there any movie you hate Nicolas Cage in? I'm not asking particularly for this. I'm just curious.
I mean, Wicker Man.
Okay.
I don't hate him in that one, but I don't care for his performance in that one.
Because I think I genuinely like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
The Rock, I think, is probably up there with Die Hard on like my top 5 as far as action movies are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he was miscast in this one.
I feel like they wanted a Bruce Willis.
Honestly, if this had been made about 5 years earlier, I would have made it a Van Damme movie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Nicolas Cage is trying to do a Van Damme.
Yeah, but listen, he has so much fun along the way. How do you not?
Nicolas Cage makes choices.
Yes.
And possibly with the exception of Long Legs, I respect those choices.
Yes. For more on Long Legs, go listen to my Bloody Broads Pod episode on Long Legs.
We may cover it one day just so I can yell in bonus content.
It's okay. I'll be yelling back.
Bhavna and I may end this over that. No, probably
That might be
not.
the final boss of this podcast.
It's like, Bhavna, I think we're starting to hate each other. Let's cover Long Legs.
Okay, if you want to blow it up, if you really want to take this tanker over the bridge.
Let's rubber duck it.
Just rubber duck it.
Bhavna, where do we begin with Con Air?
Well, I think you have to begin with the fact that, we know that Cameron Poe, played by Nicolas Cage, it deserves to be in jail, but it was a righteous kill because he was just protecting his wife.
I'm going to argue he doesn't belong in jail. If the government had not trained him to be a trained killer.
That's true.
And on top of that, 3 guys go after him and his pregnant wife in a parking lot. One of them has a knife. 2 of them got out alive.
Yeah. Listen, I'm talking just basically he killed a guy, therefore something. Like if you take the context out of it, then I say, but the context is, no, but he did it. Like that is the way in which murder is defensible. Like, because he is defending his fucking wife and kid. Like, I get it. It's not in like a he struck first situation.
Exactly. And I mean, okay, I'm going to get it out of the way now.
Yes, please.
And this was not intentional. Like, this was supposed to be Con Air versus Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
Where Convoy is very much a left-wing movie wrapped up in a little roll of bacon for very right-wing people to chew on and, get it down their throat and maybe some people learn something. This feels very much, and I specifically did not go back and watch any of the online discourse of this being right-wing propaganda because I didn't want to taint my thoughts here. But this feels very much like if the current administration or even the Bush administration made a movie that the left would watch because it was fun.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, and the hilarious part is this was made in the Clinton administration.
Yeah, but it's still...
Listen, it was the 90s, man.
It was
you know this better than I do.
It was the 90s, yes.
It was the 90s, but it was also that, like, post-Top Gun, post, like, I don't know if this was post-Air Force One. I think it was before Air Force One. I can't remember the dates on that one, but it was around the same time as Air Force One. And you had all the wackadoodle fucking action movies that were coming out around that time. So it makes sense.
Yeah, you definitely
you
had a bunch of Van Dammes a couple years before that, which is why I argue that this could have been and maybe should have been a Van Damme movie, but too late.
Right. I like it for completely different reasons. Like, I would say I like it because, I mean, the action's great, but I like that we really don't want them to win.
Yeah, the action is great. And
Yeah.
other than Poe, or Cameron Poe, is it Cameron Poe?
Cameron Poe.
Okay, I keep wanting
A
to just
decorated Army Ranger.
who, I'm sorry, in all the scenes where he is still decorated Army Ranger, and like those first few scenes, he looks like Seymour Skinner.
Yeah, he does.
He's like, no, it must be the people that want to stab me to death and have sex with my wife who are wrong.
Listen, but then we don't get to see his. If he didn't commit those murders, we wouldn't be able to see his sick flow that he has later. Now I want a cut of him coming. You know the cut of him coming off the plane where it's just a whoosh whoosh of his hair, but to the Top Gun music.
Do, 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 do. Oh God.
Put the bunny
Okay.
back in the
So-
box. But all right.
So he gets out of the military, decorated vet, and in the war porn scene at the start, they make a very good thing of these Army Rangers. They never leave a man behind, even a dead body. They've never left a dead body behind. They've lost so many more soldiers just so they won't leave dead bodies behind. The piles just pull up, but that last soldier, he brings that pile back.
We've already seen Saving Private Ryan. Thank you very much.
So he gets out, he goes home, and what I actually have it in my notes, where he goes home and he meets his pregnant wife, who has not quite started to look like Tipper Gore yet. That happens as he's in prison.
Is that why his hair looks like Dee Snider's hair?
So he goes back home in, let's say, West Alabama, where he was born and raised, went back to, spend his best days with his pregnant wife and child, just dancing on the bar floor, when three guys who were up to no good started making trouble in his neighborhood. Cameron Poe gets in one little fight, and the law gets scared. They said, you're going to spend the next 8 years in prison, and then you get to go home on Con Air. Somehow looking like a filthy, sweaty redneck. I was going to get a haircut.
Oh, man. That was beautiful. Thank you. I couldn't have set this up better myself.
Partway through this, it wasn't long into this movie of him talking, and I want to know his thought process. I want to talk with Nicolas Cage so badly, because I want to know
too.
how he decides on accents, how he decides on character choices, and how much of it is other people saying things to him, and how much of it is just seeing how much he can get away with.
Yeah.
Because short on in this movie, I was like, this man is doing a Kung Fu Forrest Gump.
Listen, it works, though.
Like,
he has to be exaggerated because you have actual fucking terrifying cons on this air. On the Jailbird. Can we laugh at the name of the plane?
Yes, we can. We can laugh at a lot of things.
The Jailbird. I'm surprised there wasn't a rubber ducky on the front of that plane.
Oh, I don't think there were. Yeah, there was a bunny in this movie, but no rubber duck. There was a couple dolls.
Listen, the amount of times I have to quote, put the bunny back in the box.
Put the bunny back.
And or you should have put the bunny in the box.
So he gets to go home. He gets his parole, and they send him on the plane of the damned. And I swear to God, while the bus pulled up, once again, vehicle thing, like to get all the prisoners off, I was waiting for Decepticons to show up.
Hey, much like the Convoy Decepticon.
If that prison bus had a Decepticon logo on it, I wouldn't have questioned it.
I mean, it was a pretty good setup for that.
And when they're roll calling the cast of just monsters they are putting on this plane, because what is it? They've built a new prison.
Yeah.
And they're just populating it with
it's like a Supermax or something.
And they're just I think someone's trying to build a Suicide Squad, personally.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a murderer on there. You've got a serial rapist. We're
going to talk about that.
Yeah, you got a black gorilla. And you've got a just someone that is known as a professional criminal, but we know him as Cyrus the Virus Grissom.
Diamond Dog is the only man on this plane, played by Ving Rhames.
Yes.
That I actually liked.
I fucking love Ving Rhames,
because his biggest crime was killing a bunch of NRA dudes.
Yeah. We thank you for your service, Diamond Dog. What
was it? The New York Times called his manifesto a wake-up call for white America.
Can we pretend one of the people he kills is Ahab the Agab?
Ahab the Agab went to an NRA...
i.e. Daddy Stabler now in my canon.
Yep. Oh, my brain. I'm just remembering things now.
His young son Elliot up in Queens, New York.
So who all do we have on this plane?
Right, we have William Billy Bedlam Bedford. Say that 3 times fast.
Who killed his wife's whole family when he caught her cheating, if I remember correctly, and the dog.
Yep. And then we've got Johnny 23 Bacca, who is a serial rapist.
Okay. And this is when we were getting into just the right wing. Was this before or after Heat? Did Danny Trejo really need the paycheck?
Yeah, I think it was. But yeah, no, Danny Trejo is just made to play a convict.
Yes, but he is the one. And while there may be other Latino people on this plane, he is the one absolute, when in all ways you would say Mexican on this plane.
Yeah.
And he's not even, they don't even say, he hasn't even killed anyone, Bhavna. He has just, are we saying the word? Are we saying the word? He has raped more women than the California Raisins.
Yeah. I mean, they've got stereotypes across the board in this film.
Yeah, no,
Dave Chappelle.
That's just my starter. Starter.
Because, I mean, the counterpart to that is Dave Chappelle, who's just, he just has some light heroin, robbery, and arson charges.
Yeah, is Chappelle the one that
he's
goes
pinball
full-on racist against the Native American and sets him on fire while mocking him?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not good people on this plane. That's why they had to make sure that Cameron Poe.
Okay, but this is where I'm just gonna stop things for a second, and I'm gonna try and get my
bearings,
newfound grown-up wokeism out here.
Okay.
If this is because I watch a lot of movies with a lot of bad shit in it.
Mm-hmm.
When they are genuine, like, crime film, like one of my favorite series is still Sons of Anarchy. There is a whole lot of the N-word in that, but it was although there is funny stuff in it, it is supposed to be a crime drama. These people are criminals in the criminal world. This is how the criminals talk. There's all the racist shit and all the slurs and all that in it. Goodfellas, a hardcore mob movie, all that.
Mm-hmm.
This is I get that these are prison convicts and that, and they want to show that they are bad people. This is a fun-ass popcorn action movie.
Yes, with a undertone of terrifying.
Yeah.
Underneath it. It's if you're not thinking, it's how you described it, but then once you engage your brain cells, you're like, what the fuck?
But they're still doing all the witty banter and the jokes. Once again, it's like that tone shifting that we just talked about in Convoy.
Yes, but I somehow find it less jarring than the banjo music in
Yeah, I can.
The tone shift in here makes sense because you're already suspending your disbelief that these men are sane. And I don't mean
Yeah.
like a mental disorder. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about like this is very all stakes thinking.
Yeah.
They literally have nothing to lose.
I'm thinking more like when you're bringing people in the theater to watch.
Yeah. Yes,
Like
exactly.
when, like, if you're going for, I mean, because yes, you're supposed to be afraid of Steve Buscemi and all that.
Oh, and I'm terrified of Steve Buscemi.
I'm terrified of Steve Buscemi in most things. I mean, he like Willem Dafoe. Actually, no, Willem Dafoe was scarier looking when he was younger. Buscemi gets scarier looking as he gets older.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Buscemi's in my favorite crime shows of all time too, which is oh my god, Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire, yeah, still need to watch
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it's violent.
But like, I'm just talking. It's like they talk about the unnecessary racism in the Transformers franchise,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel kind of that like you didn't maybe have to go quite that hard.
No,
because it feels more like that trying to push that right wing. It's like, oh well, look at the black dude. The black dude's racist as fuck too.
The funny thing is I found that more realistic than the races than some of like than Chris Christopherson's actions in Convoy.
Okay.
You know, like I would like it's also not a stretch to think that again, not to defend any all racism is bad. Oh my god, I don't know where I'm backing us into in here. But beep beep beep.
We got a cancellation convoy.
No, like what I'm saying is it's gratuitous, yes, but it's not as gratuitous to the plot as you know some other thing. I'm not Convoy specifically, but just like it's not as gratuitous as it could be. Do you know what I mean? Like it's gratuitous enough.
Oh, it's absolutely not as gratuitous as it could be.
No,
I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be more
been
gratuitous.
Lighter. I mean, but what other like they're literally taking off with a bang. You know, they're setting the reason why they set him on fire is so that they can take over the plane.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what makes it racist to me isn't the fact that it's Joe Pinball Parker, i.e. Dave Chappelle, who but anyway, him setting the guy on fire and making fun of the dude's ethnicity and everything like that. It's the fact that he did it for Grissom, i.e. Cyrus the Virus, i.e. John Malkovich, to take over the plane.
Yeah.
So he was still henchman level in this. You know what I mean? So it still leads to the big bad and justify the means.
Yeah, because Psy Guy there seems to have been like making a plan and talking with people.
Yeah, he's like the Fisk of the situation.
Because I mean, he got Diamond Dog on board.
Yep.
They have no idea Buscemi is coming on board, and then are like, "Oh shit!"
That's the one.
That is my favorite part in the movie. It's like Buscemi's Malkovich is like, "Just let him out. Let's see what happens. Let him out."
Oh yeah, Garland Green, the Marietta Mangler. Like really?
Watching Ving Rhames pretend to be afraid of Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did such a hodgepodge, like, motivation thing for him. He was like a serial killer gumbo in terms of people that they based the character off of.
Yeah, and because it's this movie, they had to make him wacky, which I get. Which is also my argument of, like, why you didn't need to go as hard on some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
If you're going to have, like, the worst of them be as wacky as fuck.
Yeah, and for the folks at home, they based him off of Ed Gein, Ted Bundy, Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, and Edmund Kemper. Big old bumblebutt himself. Like for all my true crime people out there, what is that gumbo? That gumbo is Garland, the Marietta Mangler Green, which is he has the most terrifying scene in this entire movie. For me,
yeah.
It is the most terrifying scene, and it is burned into my brain forever. And I can't listen to that Jesus song the same again.
Partly because I don't know how, but they managed to find and you know, praise children in movies, but they managed to find a weirder looking little girl for that scene than when they get to play Cameron Poe's daughter.
Yeah.
Who I'm pretty sure is the only one that had an actual Alabama accent in the whole fucking movie.
Yes. Well, he's got the whole world in his hands.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Where
Lord.
are we going? So
Okay, derailed. All right.
They
So
take that the plane is off the runway already. They take the plane.
Yep.
And of
They take the plane.
course you need stakes so for Cameron, so his buddy is a diabetic and has not gotten his insulin.
Yeah.
And we've already said he can't leave a man behind.
Yeah. This is diabetic representation.
He has to protect the one woman guard, who is also granted being protected by the other convicts from the horrible rapist Mexican man.
Yep. Officer Sally Bishop,
who only has one goal in the entire movie. Can't just wait a couple hours, wait a couple days. No, gotta go now.
Yeah. Let's talk about the cops on this side.
Oh,
Just take
yes.
a break from the criminals. Let's
Yes.
talk about the Ahab ACABs on this side. We've got U.S. Marshal Vince Larkin, played by John Cusack, whom I love to the ends of the earth and back. Love that man. And then you've got his partner, or you've got his DEA counterpart, played by Miles O'Brien himself, Colm Meaney,
who I'm gonna say O'Brien pulls a Worf in this.
Yeah, he does.
Of doing a stupid fucking thing of he's got one of his agents on the plane that is supposed to be there was he trying to get close to get a confession from Cyrus?
Mm-hmm.
So he was supposed to get a confession from Cyrus. So not only is he wearing a wire, but when Cusack says there's no fucking guns on this plane, he then sneaks a gun into this handcuffed man's ankle sock because that won't get found, of course, with the wire.
No, why would it?
Onto the plane that, nothing is going to go wrong on.
Yep.
So an absolute Worf move.
Yeah.
He at least his car gets totaled.
Listen, if I had a nickel for every time a vehicle got totaled in our double feature, I'd have 2 nickels.
Yeah, at least in this one, yeah. We'll have to watch Crash and pump that number up. Yeah. But so there's a ticking clock of got to get insulin because the insulin gets crushed. There's one insulin left, but there's no needle to use.
Yep. And you can't take it orally. It doesn't work that way.
Yep. I assumed.
Hi, I'm the diabetes correspondent for this podcast.
He hasn't gotten his insulin since yesterday or something because the guards didn't give it because ACAB didn't give it to him.
Yeah, and assuming he has type 1, that's not good. He is not long for this world if he does not get that insulin.
Yeah, so that goes on. That's going on. He's got to protect the one female guard, which at least he has help on that because Cyrus is also you're not doing that.
Yeah, no, and much like our rubber ducky Donald Chris Christopherson the duck, Poe also feels like he has to take on the responsibility for all that is good and righteous on this plane.
Yep. Well, because no one else is going to do it.
Yeah, him and that bunny. Instead of him and Melissa, it's him and the bunny.
Oh, boy.
Well, they stop en route. They pick up the narc. They pick up the undercover dude, and they pick up the aforementioned.
The narc gets on at the start because the narc gets killed.
Yes.
Before the drop because they've got to figure out how to deal with the situation of 3 of those guys that are supposed to be there. You killed them.
Yeah. I also love that they called the pilot Swamp Thing, by the way. I'm like, ooh, Swamp Thing. Where's Constantine?
You're talking.
Those are for my DC.
You're talking that new the new pilot, the crime pilot, right?
The Carson City one, yeah.
Every time I saw him, all I could see was, and I haven't actually seen the movie. I've only seen a bunch of it on YouTube. Of the guy from that movie, Shot Caller.
Oh yeah,
about the guy that the meek little accountant that goes to prison and ends up getting in like getting shoved into the Aryan Brotherhood and just becomes a tank Nazi.
Oh yeah.
Every time I saw him, all I could think was Shot Caller.
Yep, I can see the connection there. Oh man. Well, the cops quickly pick up on the fact that the plane's hijacked. They do, like we said, they have 1.5 brain cells in this one.
Yes, they do the prisoner exchange just enough time to get the monster Buscemi on.
Yeah. And then we get to see that Pinball gets to meet his fate. He gets the consequences real quick in this one.
Yes, because Pinball has snuck off the plane with the plane's transponder to hide in another plane. But
then he gets crushed to death.
Gets caught in the wheel well of the landing gear, gets crushed to death, all because he had to stop and hit on someone that for the first 10 seconds I had to realize, no, that's not Rihanna.
Oh, so he pulled a Luigi Mangione?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who is completely innocent and was with me the whole time. He was in Canada, guys.
I saw him at a Chinese food restaurant downtown that time. I don't know how he was with you, but whatever.
Oh, no, we met up afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys got your dim sum, and then he met up with me. We had some coffee.
Oh, okay.
Just our friend Luigi.
Yeah. I saw him in the fountain at the Sixville Mall feeding the crocodile. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was taking care of a few Twitchers, if you know what I mean. For more on Twitchers, please listen to our episode on the 35th floor, featuring Bloody Broads Pod on Dawn of the Dead 2004.
Quick impression. Hi, I'm a CEO. Fuck, I'm dead.
There we go.
Back on track.
Back to Con Air. Back in the air. Meanwhile, up in the air.
Back in the convoy.
Back on the convoy. Poe's the one that actually finds Pinball's body, which is hilarious.
Right.
And then he tries to send a message out to my beloved Nicolas Cage.
Pinball mail.
A message to my beloved John Cusack.
Dear John Cusack, I write you every day, but you still ain't called me. I'm on a plane full of freaks and the transponder's not here. You're looking in the wrong place. Matisse,
Please uphold my parole.
I am not with them. Please tell Tipper and my strange-looking Aryan daughter that I'm coming home for her birthday.
Signed, the pick-me Cameron Poe.
And then, I like that. I'm on to you. Pose a gun. Just kidding.
Just kidding. Yeah. So the jailbird gets into some trouble. Their transfer aircraft nowhere to be seen.
Miles Edward O'Brien almost blows a tourist plane out of the sky with his attack choppers that he has had on standby somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know that the DEA can get military hardware that quickly.
Oh, this was like in the heyday of Janet Reno and folks, is it not?
Yeah, but
the DEA has spent the 80s and early 90s confiscating cocaine shit. Of course they can get their hands on resources. The DEA was literally building their arsenal.
Yeah, and I guess they are close enough to the Mexican border that shit may be available to them, yeah.
The DEA is full of Ahabs.
DEA's got a chopper in the air. I wake up screaming like I'm back over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
good morning, Vietnam. How many references can we throw into an episode? Please keep track at home and let us know.
We may be going off the rails, or we may be hitting our stride with this podcast right now. I'm not sure which.
We're going off the rails on this crazy convoy train.
This
But
is
back to the convoy plane.
Okay.
Back to the convoy plane. Now, so
My
there's a whole
understanding.
bunch of sabotage that's going on this plane, man.
My understanding is that the plan was when they dropped off the second time, they picked up a Venezuelan guy, some sort of Pablo Escobar type or revolutionary or something, who was going to get them onto a better plane that then they were going to fly to a non-extradition country.
Yeah.
That they were not just going to fly the jailbird somewhere.
Yep, and John Cusack, being John Cusack, finds out and sabotages the plane.
Well, he finds out through pinball mail.
Yes, he does. But then he sabotages it. Listen, all of y'all, it's a sabotage.
So it's a sabotage. Nicolas Cage gets in a second fight with another plane. He meets up with Cusack. They pull guns on each other. Can I put my gun down? I probably wouldn't.
Yep.
Because he goes out looking for a needle so that his diabetic buddy can take his insulin and not die. Because he's now so fucked up that he can't be moved, so they can't make a run for it.
Yeah. But I just love that, like, during all of this, Buscemi's character, Green, finds a little girl just playing Tea Party.
In a drained swimming pool.
Yeah.
J.G. Ballard
just near the hangar. Just near the hangar.
J.G. Ballard.
But you know what?
It's like, nice little J.G. Ballard reference. Hey, look, a drained swimming pool. Cool. She's having her tea party with her dolls.
Yep. But you know what? He resists his urges. He resists.
Do you think Steve Buscemi has trouble with being seen near children?
Not anymore, I don't think so. But during that era, I would assume so.
I just assume that, I wave at, little kids all the time and that, and I just assume that, he can't just,
wave at a little girl.
Wave at a kid in Walmart and it not be a problem.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, my God. Man.
Dear Buscemi, Steve Buscemi, if you're listening, I have questions.
Yes.
How has your acting career affected your life?
Well, that would be a great actors on actors with Willem Dafoe. That is an actors on actors I would want to see.
Yes. So,
because they both have some fun filmographies regarding that kind of stuff.
So Cusack has met Tipper and Little Tipper, and they're like, no, he's a good man, because he's trying to figure out what is going on and why Cameron Poe won't get off this plane, and has realized it's because there's someone there he won't leave behind or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're now teaming up to try and figure out what is going on. Miles Edward O'Brien, once again being a Worf, his only plan is to shoot down this plane with his attack helicopters, because for them it would be a good day to die anyway.
Yep.
This version of him clearly is not married to a school teacher.
No.
Or botanist.
No. And he isn't Russell Brand's father yet.
And this comes to the point of, because he's gotten his insulin, his friend, and then they figured out that there is a traitor on the plane, because they find his letters from his daughter and that of, my daddy is coming home on July 14th. I can't believe they didn't make it 4th of July. My daddy's coming home on July 14th. My birthday is July 14th. I'm seeing my daddy on July 14th. His friend stands up to literally take a bullet for him.
Yep.
And as he's laying there bleeding, he's just like, what is the line? I used to think that there was a God. Now I don't believe in God anymore, and I'm going to die. And Cameron Poe, Nicolas Cage, in this Alabama accent that I think the only time I have heard a less... And I say this as someone that does a stupid Southern accent all the time, but I would never try and get away with it in a movie. But the worst one I have heard since Channing Tatum's Gambit.
Yeah.
Says, I'm going to prove to you that there's a God. And single-handedly starts taking back the plane.
Yeah. But he's supposed to land it in the fucking airport, but where does he end up having to land it because of reasons?
Because Miles Edward O'Brien shot up the plane and they don't have enough fuel and can't make it. They've got to land on the Vegas Strip. Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
And he's like...
Which, to be fair, the airport... Have you ever been to Vegas?
No.
The airport is a 10-minute drive from the Strip.
Well, I know, because...
So, like, it's really just we took a wrong turn.
Isn't it like if you look at the famous Las Vegas sign from the other side, all you see is the fucking airport?
Basically, yes.
So he's like, well, I guess now this movie is landing Las Vegas.
I can't.
Even Swamp Thing, the fucking shot caller, is like, well, at least I get to die landing on the Strip. It's going to be a crash landing, though.
Yep.
No arguments at this point.
But then he tries to get away on the fucking fire truck with fucking Ving Rhames and Cyrus the Virus.
Yeah, and him and Cusack get to finally fight together. I gotta say, this is one time that a movie like this skips a trope where this time, for who they got for Nicolas Cage's child, for once I absolutely wanted.
Okay.
When Cyrus the Virus says to Cameron Poe, the last thing your daughter's gonna smell is my breath, or whatever the line is. Because let's face it, most of these movies, the way it would go is he would get his hands on the guy's family. And the guy would have to go rescue his wife and or baby girl. And the way that scene would usually go is like, I can picture it with this movie of like Cyrus grabs his daughter and runs. He goes after him, and while he's chasing for his daughter, Cyrus is like, I know it's your birthday today because today's July 14th. I'm going to, your daddy's not coming on July 14th because your daddy's dead already. And her just looking and be like, July 14th is my birthday today. And my daddy's going to kill you.
That's like some fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre dialogue there.
Oh yeah, but just with the perfect little blonde girl they got, and the only authentic accent in the family. My daddy's gonna kill you, and then he's gonna bring me my bunny.
Oh Lord. Well, I guess they put the bunny back in the box. But the thing I find the most terrifying about this is that the only one of the quote unquote bad inmates to live is fucking Steve Buscemi.
I truly believe that was for sequel bait.
Oh God, he would have to be the big bad to take down because ew. But that's the most terrifying part of this is that really, the child molester and killer.
Bhavna, if he hadn't got free, who would have saved the world from The Rock?
Dun dun dun.
He got away. He had some fun in Vegas. Maybe he killed some people in Vegas. He got away. He's clearly a genius. He went and learned everything there was to learn about drilling holes. Went and got a job working on an oil rig. Became part of a team, and that team done gone shot into space and killed Bruce Willis to save the world, Bhavna.
I'll allow it.
So Malkovich dies in the death by fire truck plus poundy thing, pile driver or whatever it is.
Yep.
Buscemi is gambling his hearts out, planning to murder a woman beside him. And Cameron Poe finally gets a minute with his family. And Bhavna, I swear to God, I was watching this, and I don't know why I could see the family together, and all I can think is his wife is gonna leave him in like 6 months. These people
once the PTSD kicks in, they have no chance.
Well, not just that, but these people have nothing in common anymore. A haircut is not gonna cut it. No. But every time she spoke in this scene. All I could think was, do you remember when we were coming back and past that bar, and that woman was absolutely butchering the Dixie Chicks?
Yes.
And on top of that, the fucking sappy country music song comes on, and I'm like, this should be the Dixie Chicks.
Yes. Oh, that was a surreal night.
We and our mutual friend Amanda came out of downtown Toronto, and we were walking down the street, and there is this bar there, and I thought it was karaoke, but apparently this woman was being paid to be there. And we could hear it from outside the bar. She was just on stage, absolutely murdering the Dixie Chicks. I don't remember what song it was.
Yeah.
And
it's and for the record, guys, it's the Chicks now.
Yes, right. I forgot the Chicks. Something else will happen, and they'll just become the.
Listen,
I respect the choice, but
no, yes, we here at Double Feature Creatures and the Sixville Mall respect the choice, but that doesn't change the fact that this woman was absolutely butchering that song while dancing like a weird burlesque / cabaret inspired choreography to it.
And then I don't, because what did I say to the bartender, the bouncers who walked by? Like, we walked by like laughing our ass off at this, and I think I just like, man, you must be having a bad night.
Yeah, he was like, yep.
It's like, dude, go see.
It's a much better time. Oh man! All right,
Bhavna, what else do we have to say about this?
Well, we have to declare our cuck candidates for this one.
Well, as we didn't even point out the fact that Miles Edward O'Brien's car gets dragged by a plane and then completely annihilated, and it's a very good car.
He's the cuck.
And I will argue that even now, if you made this movie now, the car would probably be a Cybertruck. Yes, Miles Edward O'Brien does wind up in the cuck chair, as he so often does, because his wife keeps taking his child and either going back to Earth or going to, like, pick flowers on Bajor. She doesn't want to be there.
Please go watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I mean, he went to space prison for like 30 years. Didn't even bring a bunny in a box. Didn't even bring a bunny in a box.
He should have put the bunny back in the box.
You should have replicated the bunny and put it in a box.
Lord. All right.
Bhavna,
well,
where can they find us and talk about cons with us? There are other cons coming. We've got at least 2 more cons this month.
We do. So the convoy hasn't stopped here.
The convoy can't be stopped, and we ain't gonna pay no toll. But if you would like to pay a toll, Bhavna, I do believe we have a Patreon.
We do. You can find us on Patreon as at Double Feature Creatures, but you can find us on the rest of the socials and the bullshits out there as at the Sixville Mall Theater, spelt the correct and Canadian way with an R-E. Where can they find you? Oh, and if you'd like to send us any feedback, commentary, cuckchair arguments, you can send us an email at doublefeaturecreaturespod@gmail.com. Where can they find you, Wes?
They can find me at the 35th floor. If there is a social and you don't find me at the 35th floor, you're not going to find me. By this point, I should have a TikTok back. It will mostly just be to promote the 35th floor pod. I don't know how much content I'll be creating on it. Where else? Is there anyone else you can find me? If you like the silly things I say, I do help create some content and write some content for the YouTuber Cassidy Huff. So you can find her everywhere. You can find her as at Cassidy Huff. And I think sometimes at Cass Huff, but if you just search Cassidy Huff, if she's there, you will find her. Yeah, I think that's about all the places I want to be found. Really, for this, you can probably find me just at the Sixville Mall trying to build a convoy. It would be a beautiful sight.
That would be the only Canadian convoy I would get behind.
Oh God, right. No, don't. No, when we do convoys, no, this country does not do convoys. It was, I mean,
no, we don't do it well here.
They said it was a freedom convoy, but really, they just wanted to throw up on each other and infect each other with. I am amazed Canada does not. They were a bunch of RFKs. They were a bunch of RFKs. They were a bunch of RFKs. Just, yeah. Let's stop now, Bhavna.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.